What is up, guys? Bass Animal Live here, DJ Evans. And we're going to get online here, do a little podcast. I don't have a ton planned. I was sitting here just still stewing about Watts Bar, but it is what it is. And we're going to move on and get to the next one. But I figured we'd pop on and see who's out there and just talk some fishing for a little bit. Recap Watts Bar a little bit. There's not much to recap, but we'll recap what there is. And kind of just talk fishing for a little bit, guys. So we'll start with the Watts Bar recap, what there is of it. Pre-fish was tough. I had a tough time in pre-fish. I found some fish at the end of the day one practice that were good fish. Definitely would have been a good weight for the tournament. Day two was terrible. It rained all day on us. We had, from the time we launched that morning until I came in, till I just couldn't handle the rain anymore. Just rained. And a brutal day anyways, for me. I looked a little deeper on day two. That was part of my plan. I wanted to go shallow day one. I wanted to go a little deeper day two. And then I wanted to look in that, try to find some of that mid-range fish on the third day of practice. And that's what we did. Day two would have been a terrible day if it was a tournament day for me. Day three of practice would have been a pretty good day, actually. But then the tournament started. And it's a tough one because I think a lot of people caught fish, and the key at Watts was finding those better quality fish. And I thought I had better quality fish, at least good quality. Let's put it like that. I had good quality after seeing the weights on day one. The fish I had probably would have been fine. It would have had me sitting in it right there in a decent range, not leading the tournament or anything like that, but would have had me in striking distance. So, I was bowed 19 day one, and I got right to my first spot. It was some shallow. I was flipping, and had actually in the area I was in, had a 5 that I had caught in practice and shook another big one off. So, in fact, I was boat 19. I was pretty happy because I was able to get right there. And I got there and started flipping away and got 6 fish in my first little spot. Had one that was a squeaker. When I checked him, he just touched the line. Barely. But he touched. So I put him in the live well. Went to my next spot, caught another couple fish. Went to my next spot, caught another couple fish. I went to about 8 spots starting day one and caught fish at every single one of them, and not one of them kept. It was frustrating, to say the least. And then ran around the rest of the day and it was the same thing. I don't know, and I wasn't any different than anyone else, I don't think. I think a lot of people were catching a lot of fish. And I caught, 25, 30 fish that first day and literally just couldn't get one that kept, which is frustrating when you can't even get one to go out of that many fish. And that was day one. I came in with a blank. I actually brought that fish in right before I checked in. I checked him one more time, and he was just short. Just short. And I probably could have brought him in and had a courtesy bump and had him check it and make sure. But he was right there. I threw him back. I didn't even want to take that chance and go up there and do a courtesy bump. But because he had shrunk up a little bit. Is what it is. One fish wasn't going to change my tournament. That was kind of my thinking on day one. And he was short when I checked him. So let's see. Day 2 is when the wheels came off. So at the end of day 1, I had rolled up on a point, and very end of the day, I didn't have much time, but I was reeling in my shaky head at one point, just kind of reeling it in. How you do, and not even paying any attention. I looked down. There's about a 4 or 5 pounder right behind it, chasing it. Well, so I went ahead and started there. It was actually right by the ramp. Went ahead and started there on day 1, and the very first fish I hooked on that point, which is probably my second or third cast, was a good 3.5 pound fish. Hooked him on a jig, and got him at about 10 feet from the boat, and he jumped and he came off. And so if you're watching the weigh-in, you know that's how the rest of my day went. The next fish I caught was a keeper fish. And then I left that spot, went over another spot, and then kind of the same thing. Caught fish. I went to about 2 different spots. I wanted to give that spot a little break. I had one in the live well. I'd lost one. Not a big deal. What's up, Mike? What's up, Steve? What's up, Sean? Sorry. Just took a look down and saw you guys said hi. Anyways, I run off. Fish a couple spots that were only 50 yards away. Give that spot about a half hour. Came right back. First cast, again, same jig, football head jig. It's like a 3/4 ounce jig. I was fishing in about 25 feet of water, and hooked another big one, 3.5, 4. And guess what it did about 10 feet from the boat? Jumped and came off. All right, so now I'm really not happy. And probably a good thing I didn't have the Mevo running live. Because, I dropped a few F-bombs after those 2. Because now I'm thinking I should have 3 in the boat right now. So anyways, that one comes off. I make another cast to the same area, hook another one, another big one, and getting him back to the boat, and the jig breaks my line. And then, of course, that fish has to jump around a little bit and show me, here's your jig in my mouth. And for about 3 minutes, he was jumping around the boat trying to shake that jig. So now I'm really not happy, because I'm thinking I should have 4 fish in the boat right now. And 3 of them, 3+ fish. Well, as soon as I lose that one, I tie a different jig on, because I'm like, let me tie a different jig on. And make another cast, hook another fish. So this is 3 casts in a row that I hooked fish, and they're all big. And I get him about 10 feet away from the boat, and guess what he does? He jumps, and the jig pops out. Yeah. So right there, I'm going, okay, I should have a limit, and it's no later than 9:30, maybe 9:30. And I'm thinking I should have about 15 pounds in the boat right now. But I don't, because I farmed them all. So now I'm really not happy. And I stay around that point, because I'm figuring those fish might come back. Not those fish I hooked, but there's more fish in that area, because I had caught a bunch of fish also in that area, some smaller ones too on drop shot, things like that. So I just keep fishing away. Now I lose another one on the jig. This one I set the hook on, and he feels heavy, and I'm reeling him back in. All of a sudden he just comes off. This time he doesn't even jump. This one just comes off. So now I'm really out of it. My head's going crazy. I don't know what to say. Anyways, So then, and fish there, we were spotted bass were 12-inch limit, largemouth were 15, and smallmouth were 18. I can catch any spotted bass, I don't think, out there, which is weird. I was thinking I might, but I didn't. So I lose my 15 pounds worth of fish, which is what I thought I needed to kind of get back in the tournament. Again, not for the lead or anything like that, but just kind of get me back in the hunt, get me in check range, things like that. And what else did I do? Oh, later on in the day, I do catch a smallmouth. later on day, and of course what's he go 17 inches. He's only got to be 18. He's 17. So I come in that day with what, 2 fish, I think, 2 fish for 4 or something, and I'm just pissed. There's no other way to put it. Pissed off. But what are you going to do, right? And the whole day I'm going, what's happening? Because I had actually switched jigs, so it wasn't the jig, it wasn't the rod, it wasn't the line. I broke that one line. That could have been me. That could have been a bad knot. That could have been a million things. What's up, Adam? Anyways, who knows? It wasn't the jig necessarily, I don't think. I'm pretty positive because I switched and I threw 3 different jigs and I farmed them on all 3 different kinds of jigs. So anyways, it is what it is. You have one of those days. I don't think I've had a day where I've lost 5 jig fish in a span of, hour and a half, but now I have. So it is what it is. Day 3, again, just not a good day. I actually start at that point again, and I get a fish. I get 5 fish at that point again, all rats. I cruise across the way. I catch a good one over there just across the kind of open bay there. And I get a couple more on another point. And that point that I actually caught those fish, other than small fish, didn't pay off for much of anything else the rest of the day. So that's it. That's how she went. Like I said, there's not much to say because it was just a crap tournament, and I guess those happen. I wasn't on great fish in practice. The way the tournament kind of, what's up, Dirk? The way the tournament played out, the fish I was on was probably good enough to cash a check. But you know what? A lot of guys had tough time out there, with small fish. And so it is what it is. We're on to the next one. It was a rough tournament. Sucks. But it is what it is. Came home and cracked a beer. That's all you can do. Next one's up at, where are we going? Saginaw Bay? Going up to Michigan. A little mixed bag up there. We can get on largemouth up there. We can also get on the smallies. I haven't done a ton of research on that lake yet, but I'll get on that pretty soon. Yeah, Trent. Yes and no. It was a tough place. Those fish were in between stages, I think. Obviously, there wasn't a ton up shallow. There wasn't I don't think that, obviously, the deep ledge bite, I don't think was on fire yet. I think they were kind of in transition. I think they were in between. And the spots I was catching them kind of were in the in-between spots. I was catching them off ledges. I'm sure some guys did. They found a few schools. It's just there wasn't a ton of schools out there. Even during pre-fish, drove around. I didn't see a lot of guys. You'd see a guy here and there out looking off the ledges, and some guys maybe stayed out there. Like I said, it wasn't like it was a Pickwick tournament in July or Gunnersville in July where everyone's out off the ledges and just idling the ledges all day. When I was out pre-fishing, you'd see a guy here and there, and there was people looking, but it wasn't one of those tournaments where there was a boat on every ledge. So I think they were in transition, and that's where I was fishing. I was fishing these long points that came out as long as they came out a little further, not the smaller ones, but the longer points that dropped off, that would have kind of a ledge, you can say, a drop off next to them that went from anywhere from about 10 down to 25. And I was fishing in that area. So those fish were definitely in transition still. I don't think they were loaded up in their summer spots yet. So I think they were kind of that post-spawn, moving out, some not. So yeah, it was a little tough. But what are you gonna, like I said, what are you gonna do? You got to move on. I wasn't happy. Let me put it like that. I wasn't happy after day one. Really wasn't happy after day two, and day three. It was what it was. I mean, nothing. It is just a terrible tournament. Off to a crappy start for the season. I'll put it like that. You're right, Adam. I just got to go out there and go fishing. That's what I need to do. So yeah, I mean, we're on to the next one. The season so far has been terrible. Cumberland, that was what it was. It was a one-day shootout and rain and rising water and crappy conditions. And, 50-something of us blanked that day. So that is what it is. Took 4 pounds, I think, in that tournament to cash a check. It is what it is. Tournament 2, weird. Hartwell, I think I was on the right fish to be able to stay on them for 3 days, but that didn't pan out as well as I thought either. So I'm 3 tournaments in and having a really crappy season so far, but we'll get it going. I think I've been on the right path to get the right kind of bag to come in with checks. And things just haven't worked out just right. And so I don't know, what it is. If I'm leaving myself a too narrow a margin of error, where if my plan doesn't work out just right, I'm kind of pigeonholed and screwing myself. That's why this pre-fish, I really wanted to kind of check all 3 depths and really do a lot. It's tough though when you're doing it all in 3 days on a big lake like that. I mean, you can run wherever on that lake, and you can run for a while. But we're on to the next one, Saginaw. We'll see what's going on there. Buddy Trent's out there right now fishing away. He's checking it out. I'm going to start doing some research, get on the old Navionics and start doing some research on that lake. But that one's going to be different. We're talking end of June. So that's going to be, it should be a good tournament. Let's put it like that. I know June up in those Great Lakes is usually really good fishing. It's when a lot of the big ones are out, they said. Got a buddy of mine that fishes those lakes, and a few years back I was saying, hey, I want to come out and go fishing. And I said, what month? And he told me, wait till June. He goes, that way all the people are off the beds. And he goes, and there's just big ones out there. So out in that area, I think June's probably going to be a good month for us. We'll probably hit them just about right, I hope. And let's hope I can figure something out. We got half a season left, so it is what it is. We'll figure it out, and hopefully we can get a couple really good finishes, maybe a win in there in these next 3, and make the season, salvage the season. Let's put it like that. It's been a bit of a learning experience, but you know what? We're figuring them out. I feel like I've expanded my arsenal a little bit, especially from coming out on those desert lakes with our deep clear, and I mean clear. Out here, clear is different than our clear. When I went up and fished Lake Mojave a few weeks ago with a buddy, and we're looking down in 30 feet of water, and you can see a fish down in 30 feet of water swimming like he's in 3 feet of water out here. So it is a different kind of clear out here than it is back home. So we're figuring them out. We're going to get on them. I'm not worried. We'll figure this thing out and hopefully turn it around. I have a feeling it's going to click one of these days. It's just going to, we're going to turn it on, and it's just going to be on fire. I got queued up. Let's see. I'll even play you guys a little bit of this. Let's see. If you guys didn't watch it, this was my day 3 weigh-in. Let's put her up.
All right, we got boat number 19 coming up. Evans Pulmonary Specialist Pro from Gunnersville, Alabama. Let's hear it for Deejay Evans.
From the Big G.
I'm going to have to figure out how to do this. All right, Deejay. Deejay had 4 pounds and 4 ounces on the first 2 days.
Ugh.
Like playing in the U.S. Open in golf, man. Under par ain't deep. All right, we got 3 in the bag today. 6 pounds, 6 ounce, 2 day total of 10 pounds and 10 ounces. Just didn't work out for you this week. I know it was a tough fishery. Probably a lot of shorts. A lot of guys talking about that. Caught a lot of fish. This fishery probably in 2 years is just going to blow up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, caught a lot of fish again today. Luckily, I didn't lose any today. Just didn't have the size. Just want to thank all my sponsors. My wife holds down the fort while I'm gone. And all my buddies that text me, telling me to keep my head up after a tough tournament like this. I appreciate it.
All right, Deejay, safe travels back home, man. We'll see you up in Michigan. I know, that's all I get. All right, next to the...
Yeah, that was it. And it was. And I do appreciate it. I get a lot of text from the guys while I'm out there. Guys telling me, hey, don't worry about it. You'll get them. And 3 bad tournaments like this, what are you going to do? But I do appreciate it when you guys text and tell me to keep my head up and keep banging away. It's tough out there. You put it like that. I mean, we got some sticks. I mean, Patrick Walters won this one. The guy gets a hammer. And I mean, we got a lot of good fishermen out there. So one little misstep out there, and you got trouble. You're in trouble. You better figure them out. Because you're right. I mean, one bad day like that, day 2 makes a huge difference. I mean, in the standings, it can move you up a ton. And you can't make mistakes like that. And I did. So what are you going to do? So guys, like I said, I just wanted to jump on here, talk a little fishing. See what was going on. Any of you guys got anything else going out there? Let me know. I want to get out. I should have went out today on the G and tried to catch some fish and just put some fish in the boat, just kind of keep it going. But boy, I was beat. We didn't have a day off on this tournament. We fished 6 straight days. Usually we got that Wednesday off, and now I appreciate that day off so much more because you get that time, you get to sleep in. You go out, retie all your stuff, but when you got to go 6 straight, sun up to sundown like that, get back, eat, and pretty much go to bed, it makes for a long tournament. So I think when I got back, we came straight back after the tournament. So Friday we left, got back here. Luckily, it was only 2.5 hour drive from here. And got back pretty early. Actually, had a good day. I think we got out of there at 3:30 and we were back here by 6 o'clock. And pretty much went right to bed that day. And the next day, I think I just relaxed. Just had to recover from the ass kicking I took out there. But we got the same thing up at the next one up at Saginaw. We got 6 straight days. We don't have an off day at the next one. I'm pretty sure I think it's Saginaw. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't have an off day that day. Which makes it tough, this next one. Which is weird. I don't know why this one. 4th of July or something like that, maybe. I can't remember. I think it's the 4th of July or something weekend. And I think that's why, because it starts in June, but I think it ends in first period of July. And I think that weekend's 4th of July. So this one, obviously, for Memorial Day weekend, they didn't do one. All right, guys. And I want to thank all my sponsors, Spear Point Hooks. Thanks to Todd and the guys. My jigs. I won't even say it was jigs fail me, but my Spear Point hooks never fail me. Caught a lot of fish on drop shot, and let me tell you what, I didn't lose any of those fish. Those Spear Point hooks, they do work. Let me tell you what. Fat lip baits. It wasn't their jigs I was fishing with, unfortunately, at this time. I had I didn't have I was on a big 3/4 ounce football head jig, and I didn't have any of those from Fat Lip Baits. So it wasn't their jigs that were losing them. But I was using some of their plastics. The Jig Shack, using all their tungsten. Check them out. If you guys want a good deal on tungsten, check out the Jig Shack. Great deal on tungsten there. Tell them DJ sent you. Let's see if I can get a code for you guys for them. But yeah, guys, all my sponsors, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. It's tough, and I feel terrible after a tournament like this, because I feel like I not only let down all my buddies that are pulling for me, but my sponsors that are out there for me. So we'll turn it around. We still got a half a season left. We're gonna do it. We got a couple up north, and we got one down in Florida. Looking forward to all of those. Looking forward to getting back to Florida. That was my best tournament of last year. And then the two up north, Michigan, Ohio. We got Sandusky up there. And so I'm looking forward to those. I'm looking forward to a better second half. And that's the way I'm going to look at it. Is I'm taking the second half of the season. First half is done. It was garbage. I had a terrible start of the season. Let's take the third or the fourth, fifth, and sixth tournaments, start from scratch. Forget about all these bad tournaments, and let's move on. Let's bang them out and turn this season around and turn it into a good one. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all the support. Like I said, this was just a quick jump on this little podcast. Nothing crazy going on. I was just sitting here. I've done my barbecue. Happy Memorial Day to let's remember all our fallen soldiers, all our fallen brothers that are out there. But I was sitting here and thought, let's jump on and just talk fishing a little bit and give everyone something just to listen to if they're done with their barbecue and family time. Great. We'll talk a little fishing. We'll do another one. I think I'm gonna do another one this week, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna have more on the board next time. This one was just kind of something to jump on and hang out and talk with. So we'll get some guys on for the next one, and we'll go from there. So appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Please check out the channel. I'll post this on the YouTube. It's on Facebook and Instagram right now, but I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel. And guys, thanks for popping on. Thanks to all the guys who posted and said hi. We'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. We'll see you next time, guys.